but awesome agents as well. So I'll let them kind of introduce themselves and we'll get to know a little bit more about their business. For those that don't know who I am, my name is Brandon Bialkowski. I'm with the Brava team at Bison Ventures. So I've known a lot of these ladies for quite some time, but you'll get to know them and their business and hopefully take some things away that you'll get to use in your own. So I'll let them kind of introduce themselves, and also, this is more like a fireside chat, and then we'll leave it open for questions at the end too. Obviously, I know that you guys came to learn and may have some questions of your own. So we have some slated questions, but we'll kind of talk through what you guys want to talk about towards the end. So kick it off, Malls.
I was going to say too, you should say Bison Ventures. He's a lender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm just a Bison Ventures.
Bison Ventures is a mortgage company that was formed in March, sister company to VIP, formerly the Stuart Crawford team, if you're familiar. So it was formed in March, and we're trying to get our branding and messaging out there. So this is one way to do it.
Cool. And Brandon's actually like the best lender in the entire world. We've worked with him for like 5 years. But I just like to say that in case anybody's looking for a really great lender, the best.
Thanks, Melissa.
You're welcome.
So introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm Molly. Yeah, that's me. I'm an agent at my home group. I've been licensed, I think, like 7 years. And primarily where we drive our business from is social media. We use that for a lot of other tools too, but that's probably why we're all here to speak, is because that's where we get a lot of our business from.
I'm Sammy Widowwax. I'm also an agent here at my home group. I think I've had my license for about 4 years. I should probably do the math. And I also, most of my business comes from social media, so that's that.
My name is Courtney Newgart. I feel so old saying that I've had my license for 16 years, but I have been licensed for 16 years, so it's a long time. That's okay. It's great. And I'm an agent here at my home group as well.
So really quick, what platforms are you guys primarily using on social media?
Instagram and Facebook.
I do Instagram and LinkedIn.
Oh, wow. Primarily Instagram.
So I want to get into LinkedIn.
Yeah,
I want to get into Facebook too.
So I just have some questions here, and then there may be questions upon these questions. So obviously you guys have built a certain brand, and it's working for you guys because you are generating business, which is the primary goal of social media as a real estate agent. What do you believe sets you apart from other agents on social media, and how, I guess, what is your secret sauce to growing your social media brand?
Go ahead. I don't think there's any secret sauce. I think what everyone should do and strategize in social media is figure out who you are, what your target audience looks like, how you show up as a brand, and then work on engaging with more like-kind people. I think that's how we've really grown the business that we get from social media is the most amazing business, because it's people that become our best friends and people that become really, really great people in our lives. And then with that, it just feels organic, and it all kind of, I guess, keeps going from there. What's the question? What's the secret sauce?
Yeah, what do you believe that sets you apart from other agents on social media? Like, why Molly Rundle on social media?
I think just because it's me. I'm just me, and then people, some people probably engage with you more, and you're their type of person, and same with you, and same with everybody here. I don't think there's anything that is crazy that sets me apart from anybody else that wants to get business from social media. I think it's just finding people that are like you, that like what you have to say, or like what you have to post, or who you are as a person.
100%.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was kind of a big realization of realizing you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah.
So be who you are, and then you're going to attract people that you want to work with. Everybody who I work with on social media, I agree. It's they seem like my people, and I'm like, wow, this is great. But if you're putting out who you really are, then you're going to attract that back. So I agree. I feel like that's kind of what sets each person apart in social media, is just them being themselves.
Yeah, I definitely echo everything that the girls have said. I think for me, something that sets me apart that some people don't agree with is that I'm very open about my faith, and I think a lot of people shy away from that. They say, don't get into politics, which I agree with that, but my religion is everything, and I think that most of the people that I end up working with, they have that commonality, and they are believers, and they want to work with somebody that's going to be praying for them alongside of them throughout the transaction. So I don't feel like a lot of agents have the guts to share that part of their life, but it's kind of finding those 5 things, right, that are important to you, and really sharing those with other people, because that's, like the girl said, is what is going to attract back to you. So
I think that's such a good point too, and I guess that's kind of what I meant by like there's nothing that I do that's anything crazy or different,
Yeah.
but like how you share your faith, you all of a sudden attract all these people that are like, oh, that's exactly what I look for in somebody that I want to work with, or they have the same values as I do. And it could be anything. You could be like a
running,
20-year-old soccer
yeah,
coach,
yeah.
and you could somehow tie real estate into that and say, this is who I am, I love kids, I do soccer, and then all of a sudden you're attracting people. Like, it doesn't just have to be about real estate, and I think it shouldn't just be about real estate.
I was going back and looking at some of my content recently,
Oh, Jesus.
and it's so funny that the stuff that I post about real estate honestly gets like the least amount of engagement. The stuff that gets the most amount of engagement is when I'm sharing my real life and my, things that I love to do. I love to be outdoors, and I love my kids, and I struggle with my kids, but I'm open to sharing that on social media because I know I'm not the only one, and people identify with that.
I think that's totally spot on. And I just noticed this yesterday too. Like, I do a lot of mortgage content, and I also do a lot of personal things. I posted some stupid story about how I finished a full chapstick the other day.
That was amazing.
And I got more people that engage with that than you would believe. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'll just start posting dumb stuff. And then I think there's you have to have a good balance, and there's not a certain percentage, would you say, of, oh, I have to post 20% real estate content versus 80% of my life. Like, what are your guys' thoughts on that?
You know what's funny is I looked back at my social media too from when I started, and literally every single post was like a picture of me with like a key, and like, not saying that that's bad, but like everything had a 6-paragraph comment about something in my life that was going on that was real estate related. And I think that worked really well when 6-7 years ago, but I feel like now, like, when you go on social media, you're not looking to get sold to anymore. It's more of like an escape where you just kind of want, like, you watch it like you do TV.
Right.
And if someone is always like, real estate, real estate, real estate, real estate, you kind of get over that. And so I feel like, no, there's not a certain percentage of things that you need to say, okay, 80% is real estate and 20% can be my life. I almost feel like I would flip that at this point in my life, and I would say 80% should be my life and random things going on, and then 20% should just be a little reminder that I do real estate, and that doesn't have to be a full-blown post about the market and how much inventory we have. It could just be like, hand enough keys to a buyer, love this neighborhood. And I feel like it's definitely, what I've noticed at least, is I feel like it's definitely shifting where people want less to be sold and like less perfectness and more like they just want to see into your life and see what your day looks like and see how you're helping people.
Yeah, I think it's really easy to just hide behind real estate and post real estate all the time. And I even find myself sometimes, like, I could do, if I wasn't actively thinking about it, I could do like all my post real estate. Like, I would enjoy that. But I think that you do have to have that kind of like human connection where you're not just a realtor, like you are yourself. So sometimes I have to like take an active look at my Instagram and be like, okay, I haven't posted about what I'm doing in a personal sense in a while. And so I try and incorporate that. So I would say, like, just to make sure you don't hide behind real estate, like show who you are, show yourself. Because I agree, that's what people connect with and that's what they want to see too.
I was going to say too, sorry, I feel like my audience is very casual and they're like, look at who your audience is before you, because my advice, like if your audience is luxury real estate, maybe it's a older market or you're doing targeted ads to somebody, like look at who your target audience is, because my target audience doesn't want that. They don't want to be real estate, but yours might. So sorry. I feel like I gave advice and that was just a little too like generalized.
No, that's a good, I like that.
Yeah,
like
because-
look at who is consuming your content, and if you're a luxury person and you're gonna go post about being in Cabo, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe think twice a little bit, or just make it so it's PG. Like if you know what I'm saying, like think about who's consuming your content.
I feel like it's always important to be a little
Oh, I agree.
PG
Yeah.
on social media.
Well.
But I mean, I know
Most of it.
some people want to see the crazy fun stuff too.
Yeah.
So
And if they don't,
if they don't, then yeah, they probably aren't good good matches for you.
So I know, like personally, I'm pushing social media as a huge effort in 2022, and obviously everyone in the room is as well. When I look at your guys' social media, it's so much better than mine, and and I don't understand. Like as I'm starting out, and a lot of people are on social media quite frequently. What would you suggest doing? Because if you look at, let's just say Molly's social media or Instagram, she has 15,000 followers. I have like 800. So it's like I can't attain the level of, I guess, capacity that she has. So for someone like myself, how do I start to build my social media?
I like love this question. Because I feel like most people here probably, if you're starting, either you're new in real estate or you're trying to grow your social media presence, I feel like people get really caught up in growing and like trying to gain followers, and I feel like now that really is like the last part of my goals in it. And if you have 800 followers, what I would assume about that is that your 800 followers are people that probably really know you or trust you or want to know more about you, and that's almost more beneficial than having 15,000 followers that are in, you know, different parts of the country and different parts of life. And so I feel like if you have those 800, really your goal should just be focusing on getting to those people, showing them who you are and what you do, and less about trying to grow. Because I feel like when I was starting to grow my Instagram or trying to, like all I wanted was followers, and I was like, okay, hashtag this and hashtag that, and you gain all these people, but they're not like our business. We're not selling something that we're shipping to anywhere in the world. Like our business is pretty much here in Arizona. Usually, like when I look at who follows me and the age groups of people that we work with, it's specific. Usually it's a female that reaches out to us first, and so it doesn't really matter about growing. You can also look at who you have and like follow people that are like your clients, or like I don't know, there's really weird things. But I forget the question again. What's the question?
You nailed it.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good advice. I think you also have to look at it, like step back and be like, okay, if I posted something and I can reach 800 people, like how much quicker did I just reach 800 people rather than messaging them? Like there is nothing wrong with 800 followers, right? So I think that's something good to keep in mind. And as far as growing goes, I would say just like provide value. And I feel like that's a super cliche thing to say, because I feel like that's all you hear when people talk about social media is like, oh, provide value, provide value.
Yeah.
But like provide it in a way that's, again, unique to you. And I think naturally if you're doing that and you're giving that off to people, you'll attract people that want to consume what you're giving off. So I would say that's a big part.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely get caught in the comparison trap of like looking at Molly's followers. I'm like, oh my gosh, how in the world did I get chosen to speak on this panel today? But that is a good reminder for me to just say, hey, I have 1,800 followers, and I think those 1,800 followers I've been able to nurture and, you know, serve them, because I don't know, I don't know how to grow up to 15,000 followers. So, you know, I think it is just important to serve to who who already follows you and just give them the value and let them, it's weird to say, but people just want to see into your life. It was a really hard concept for me to grasp, but then I was like, but I get stuck watching dumb reality shows, and that's because I'm enticed by other people's lives. So I don't understand why people care about my life, but for some reason they do, and it's the same for you guys. The people that will follow you are following you because they genuinely like you and they want to know a little piece of you and honestly how you can benefit them too. So
Yeah, can I just touch on that and say that that's a really important thing to keep in mind? Like, don't doubt yourself. Like, I'll sometimes do like that exact same thing and I'll be like, well, why do they care if I'm making my coffee this morning, right? Like, but people do want to see it, and I find myself wanting to see that on other people. So like just show your life.
yep.
So do you guys do any tracking on social media? Do you have a back-end CRM that shows, okay, this lead is from social media? How do you guys track your efforts in social media? Do you look at analytics frequently, or is it more so just organic?
I don't really use analytics. So like on Instagram, if you changed your business page, they give you analytics. You can see like who your followers are, what engagement you have. I look at that for my own enjoyment and to see like maybe what people are liking from what I'm putting out. But as far as tracking business goes, we went through our CRM or like our last year of closed sales and tried to track what came directly from social media. And the things that we could track that were directly like that person reached out to me on Instagram, we set up a time, they bought a house, was the majority of our business. But what was even more important about that was people that you already kind of know or past clients. I feel like you can't track that maybe somebody reached back out to you to sell their house because they had just been following along with your life a little bit on social media, or someone that you went to high school with that just follows you, like maybe you saw them at the grocery store and they're like, hey, you do real estate, right? Like, I feel like if we looked at all of our sales, probably every single one, but a couple would have somehow used social media to cultivate. But yeah, we tried to track it and it's really hard. But I would say like probably at least 75% of our business was direct from social media.
I look at analytics a lot.
I can tell we're like you're a type A person, I'm not.
And I look at it from a sense of same kind of thing, but like what's my audience liking, what's being shared, what's being saved, what are they not liking, and I take the not liking with a grain of salt, because if there's something that I'm posting, like my personal life, and it's not getting shares or not getting saves, I'm not going to stop posting that, right? So I take the analytics with a grain of salt, but it also really helps when I see, oh wow, this reel got 40 shares, and I'm like, okay, that means that if it's like a video, they're liking this home, they're liking this price point, they're liking this area. So that tells me that a lot of my audience must be relating to something in that sphere. So I like tracking analytics, it's fun. And then as far as tracking my business, same thing. I don't necessarily have a CRM. I don't put people into a CRM, but at the, no. We can talk about that later. But I just track closed sales and then I try and bring them back to where I found them. I have a hard time also with like, okay, well I knew this person from high school, but would they have ever reached out if they hadn't seen that I was a realtor on social media? Yeah, so that's kind of how I track it.
Yeah, I'm kind of in between both of you. I look at the analytics to just see like what times are good for me to post, who's looking at my content, who's liking a certain thing. So I do look at it, but not probably as much as detail as Sammy. But I think it's important to know who your audience is and who's following you, because that kind of helps you guide your content and know where to go. But I definitely agree with Molly. It's really difficult for me to tell where my transactions are coming from, because my following are just people that I know from life. So from either young childhood, like I had a friend of mine, we were friends in 4th grade. But I think because he sees me on social media, he knows, oh yeah, Courtney's a realtor. Then he called me and I was able to help him sell and buy a house last year. And so I don't know that I have a way of directly tracking that, but I definitely think that they see me kind of throwing that in there and reminding you like, hey, I'm also a realtor, you know, kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know if I can fine tune it and track it perfect.
So Sammy said something about Reels. I know that's the big new Instagram topic because it allows you the ability to widen your sphere. How are you using Reels? And if people don't know what Reels are, just kind of like go over what content you're putting on Reels and why.
Yeah. So Reels are like short videos, if you don't know, that go on Instagram. It was like a spin off TikTok. And I had a really hard time in the beginning with Reels because I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Because there's so many like trendy dance things that people want to do, and that's just not me. And I just couldn't get on board. So what I did was I created like a series and did a video every single week, and it was like solely real estate, and just did it to provide value. I enjoy editing videos, so I actually found that really fun, way more fun than posts for me.
Yeah.
So I heavily relied on that to just put out content and give value to followers.
Now, I have a question. Is that better than doing a live video? The Reels, do you reach more audience that way?
Does anyone watch live videos?
Rarely.
This is live.
This is on Instagram.
No, it's on
Mine is.
Facebook.
No, yeah.
Oh, and then Courtney's on Instagram Live.
Oh, sorry guys. Does anyone in the room, like I don't ever watch.
Rarely.
I'll jump in
live.
for like a few minutes, but you can still save live videos and
Oh, okay.
like rewind and watch back. So.
I think not that I'm gonna say, like, the algorithm is a world that I feel like nobody knows.
No.
But I would say that Reels would probably gain more traction through the algorithm than a live video.
Well, because like when I do an open house, I did like a live video, but it doesn't post automatically to Facebook. I noticed so.
Oh, I think that you have to toggle that.
I feel like live videos would maybe be good for if people have questions. I feel like most people when they're on social media, they want a quick synopsis of kind of like something that catches their attention that maybe they learn a little bit about, or something that's beautiful that they like looking at. I feel like if you get too long, like if you did a live video of your whole open house, like
No, just a quick video.
Oh,
like a
5 minutes.
walkthrough?
Yeah, walkthrough. Yeah, just showing the outside and inside.
I don't know because I don't know how people consume like on Reels, if you post a video, like if you're like, hey, it's me, just want to share this house with you, here's a cool video with music of little short clips of every room of the video, like that then goes on your profile. And then I feel like Reels right now they're very shareable.
Yeah.
And they're very like predominant. Like sometimes you'll notice that when you click on people's face or on their Instagram page, it just goes to their Reels. And so like what I've seen with mine is Reels gets me a lot more engagement and attention than posts or anything else, stories, anything that I do.
Sorry. Are you choosing like a song or the sound that's like relevant?
Yeah, I think
Like
like just a
popular
good
Trendy.
like easy.
Yeah, because I
It
feel like if you just choose a random song, like, oh, this girls just want to have fun song, like, like I feel like that's not going to get you as much because it's not one of the trending, it's not one of the popular.
Like with
So-
the
Are you
arrow
on Instagram?
trending, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
No, you know what? It's just like songs that are like
You
just
can
went
click
trending,
on the
yeah.
audio and you can like look through like all the reels for that specific audio.
I think it depends like what the algorithm looks like that
Yeah.
day. But yeah, I would say like a good just rule of thumb would maybe be choose something that's trending in the event that you have a better chance of it going a little more viral because of that.
Yeah.
Or other people associating with it because they've heard that song before or they've seen that dance move before, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I don't like I'm sure I do choose trending songs just because like who wants to look through all those other weird songs that are on there? I don't know.
Yeah. I've tried both, and I've done reels with both. So most of the time, if I do a reel, I'm trying to find a song that is just catchy and keeps people's attention because it's so hard to keep attention. but I've done that with songs that aren't trending and they do well. And then I've also tried it with songs that are trending and they kind of flop. And so it really just depends.
I feel like the algorithm right now is so unpredictable and so weird
Yeah.
that like don't pay too much. Like 3 years ago, I was like, what hashtags are trending, and I would only post those. And right now, I feel like don't pay too much attention to it. Just post, be consistent. Don't think for 45 minutes about what song you want to put on. Just like, well,
No, I don't
you're
think.
you're probably like
Maybe.
for me, it's like just post. Just put something out there every day. Post 10 stories. Post one reel or one regular story, and eventually one of those things will click, get you engagement. Someone will associate with it. Maybe it'll go viral, and you'll become famous.
I can honestly say my reel, I just posted a reel last week and it took me like no time at all. I was very proud of myself. I didn't overthink the song and it's the best reel that I've had. And I was like, oh, come on.
It's so dumb too, because the ones that you spend like 2 hours on, if I don't know if people spend that much time on them, but like you'll be like, that got 11 views, and then you'll post something really stupid and it'll be like 11,000 views. So just post, literally.
And be
it doesn't have to be.
consistent.
Yes.
How many times a day do you post?
What'd you say?
Time.
If I were sitting down and I were looking at my business and I was thinking, how could I grow? How could I gain more business from social media? I would say commit to doing 10 stories a day. Maybe one of them is real estate, maybe 5 of them are real estate. Doesn't matter. Just post 10 stories every day. If you want to be better than that, do 20. And then I would say maybe at least 3 reels a week. Reels just take a little bit more time for me, so I don't do them every day. But 3 reels a week. 3 somehow like semi-structured reels where you're like, I'm telling you information on investment properties, or I'm telling you a story about something that was a win for my clients. I feel like if you just did that, you would see growth, and you would, but commit to that for 3 months. And in 3 months, you would start to see all these people are reaching out to me. And then if you do that for 3 years, then like literally if I see that I post and consistent, it's like the next week, people start reaching out and they're like, hey, I want to sell, or I want to buy, or can you talk to me more about that?
Yeah.
So definitely like you can pick what those numbers are for you. If you're new, it could be 2 stories a day, but like pick something and stick to it for 3 weeks and see what happens.
Yeah, and I would say like be careful, like don't pick something that's unrealistic for you, because I tried to post 3 times and I overthink everything, and so I was just like, this is draining me, like I couldn't do it. And so I am like I try and do 2 a week. Sometimes it's
2
1.
reels a week?
2 anything. Oh, well, not stories. Either posts or reels. Something in feed. Stories, yeah, you should be on those every single day. But yeah, just make sure that you're not setting expectations for yourself that are too high. Now, I'm not saying like go under. Like do something that you can stick with. And I like the 3 weeks thing. That's smart.
Yeah,
Just
at
do it.
least.
Yeah.
Stick with it for the rest of your career, but like if you really focus on it, like it's instant that I start seeing,
Yeah.
if I'm consistent, people, I'm in front of them and they're like, oh, I meant to ask you, or
So I just want to go back to what you asked. So I think for me, I am on the older side of these girls, and I have to remember that I'm in that like middle. I'm still a Gen Zer, but I'm on like the later end of the Gen Zer. So a lot of my following is still on Facebook, and so I think for you and for anyone that's in my age range or older, you have to go where your audience is going to find you. And I think Facebook is still where a lot of the older generation finds the ability to connect with people. So I think for live videos, they're just live for a few minutes. I don't know if you go back and share.
Facebook keeps it on as live for like 30 days.
30 days?
Yeah.
Okay, and you can go in and like re-comment on, and it'll pop it back up to the top of your feed and to the top of your followers feed.
That's a good idea.
So if live videos are working for you, keep doing them. If you're not getting the engagement from them, I would say maybe on Facebook now there are stories, and you can do short videos that you can share to your feed, because a lot of the older generation, they haven't figured out stories yet on Facebook, but they're still going through. You what?
I definitely want to look into the stories. I've seen that
On
as an option
Instagram?
on Instagram. Yeah.
They're
I'm
on
new to
Facebook.
Instagram only like a month or whatever. So.
and yeah, sorry, I was gonna say like yes, if that's where your people are, my advice is so different because my people are on Instagram. So like if your people are on Facebook, keep doing your Facebook lives. Do them consistently and make that be your thing.
Well, I got
you
like
know?
115 views on
That's
that,
good.
that one video,
Good.
but not many comments, but I got
That's okay.
views.
People
Are
are
watching.
silent watchers.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just because you don't have comments doesn't mean people aren't seeing it.
It's just
So-
family that commented, you know.
Let's keep posting on your feed about like your personal life things. Like I would suggest picking 5 things that are important to you in your life and stick with it on Facebook. Like, you know, maybe a couple times a week you're posting on your feed of something that like your friends and your family and people that follow you are gonna find interesting. Where it's not just like hitting them over the head with real estate, because people, like Molly said, people don't want to be sold to. It's just not. It was a thing, I think, you know, in time past, but it's not a thing anymore. People hate that.
So Courtney, are you using different strategy on Facebook than Instagram because the target audience is different? And how are you
100%.
doing that?
Yeah, I definitely still post things to Facebook that maybe I don't post to Instagram, just because I have it's like my younger friends. I still have a lot of friends that are like the Gen Xers, and they still think that I look young and hip, and I'm gonna keep trying for as long as that lasts. But did you have a question?
No, when you've done. when you're
Yeah, I do post, most of my stuff that's posted on Instagram, it goes automatically to Facebook. And I still, you know, I think, so I think she was talking about how you can go into your settings and have that
Yeah, I've
automatic.
got
And that's what I
So-
do, and that's what I was gonna
But it
ask.
doesn't do live video.
So we're gonna save the rest of the questions for the end. I want to get through some more content stuff, if that's cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. So thank you for that. That's actually really good information. I want to talk a little bit about professional video versus just natural organic phone video, because you have to have, I think, a mixture of both. But are you guys doing professional video? And if so, how are you utilizing professional video, and how is that content comparing as far as engagement goes to the natural?
Professional, like having a videographer
Yes,
come and do it.
exactly.
I'll talk about that.
Battery.
I think again that would be who your target audience. Like I feel like for me, I see people who are like luxury and they pull up in their Lamborghini and they get out the door and like they paid somebody thousands of dollars to make this video for them, and that's probably what their target audience wants to see, is something super professional. Like if you're hiring someone to sell your $6 million house, you probably don't want them showing up in jean shorts and like, you know, like me. Like I'm like, here I'm in Cabo, but then I'm also doing real estate and here's my emails, and like so whoever your target audience is, like really look at that. Because for me, I mean, we've done a couple professional videos and I think people
Yep.
really like them. But I think just the consistency on non-professional videos is free. It's free for me. I don't pay anything obviously to like do stories or reels. And I feel like that's who my people want to, or that's what my people want to see. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I also think I don't know if this is great advice, but I like to put out what I like to see.
Yeah.
And so I don't enjoy professional videos, and so I don't put out professional videos. So personally, I do all organic videos.
Yeah. Do you too?
No, most of mine are just with my phone. I can say maybe a couple that I've done that are professional. I think I don't know if this is in the questions coming later, but when it comes to real estate photography and the market, are we getting there? Should I wait?
No, go ahead.
I have seen so many agents in the last couple of years, just with this quickness of the market, taking their listing photos with their phone.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is a big deterrent to your clients, because maybe your house is going to sell quick, but is the next person that looks at that listing going to say, I want that person to market my house? They're not. So I think when it comes to real estate photography, 100% invest the money in a professional photographer and videographer, and doing the virtual walkthroughs when, that was a big thing for me when COVID was,
I feel like that's such a good question though. Like, do you guys like seeing professional videos, or do you guys like seeing day-to-day normal videos? I feel like I used to, like 2 years ago, like professional photos of like, you had somebody come and take, like that's what I wanted to see. And I feel like I don't know what's changed, but I feel like now the people that I follow, it's just like their lives kind of, and it almost turns me off the like professional, everything's perfect.
I think there's a time and a place for it, for sure. Like if you're shooting in front of your multi-million-dollar listing, pay for the photographer.
Yeah.
Have a good content piece that you can post on your social media for that. But if it's just you're trying to share your life, people want that authenticity, and that's not going to come from a professional photographer or videographer.
Yeah. I will say there are people on Instagram who do professional videos and are extremely successful. So just because it's not our thing doesn't mean like it's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
It's just not what we like to do.
Yeah.
So let's talk about TikTok a little bit. Are you guys on TikTok? And sidebar, do not go on Molly's TikTok because there are videos of Molly and I, a few glasses of wine deep, and we're dancing, and it's not fun.
I want to see them. I like it.
I wish more than anything, someone like 5 years ago was like, you have to get into TikTok and post real estate stuff. People are like gaining, and it's still kind of the case. I wish more than anything that I committed to TikTok 3 years ago or 2 years ago or 60 days ago. Because it's yesterday or today. It's the only place really where like you post a video and it's going out, well, so I guess I have 2 things on that. You can gain followers so quickly there. Way, like, you know, in 7 years of trying to grow my Instagram, I have 15,000 followers. You could post one video on TikTok that goes viral and you could have that many followers overnight. So it's like if you're going to commit to something, if you looked at the numbers of what would probably get you more traction, it would be TikTok. But it's just not where I'm comfortable yet, so I don't. But in the same sense, I post reels, and so there should be no reason why I'm not taking those reels, formatting them to TikTok or vice versa. Because why, if I'm taking the time to make content, why am I not posting it on more than one platform?
Yeah. I gave myself 7 days to try TikTok, and I hate TikTok.
I would love TikTok. I can spend hours on TikTok.
It makes me it's a great tool. Like if you're comfortable using it, use it, go for it. For me specifically, it like killed my creativity for some reason because I was overwhelmed with how creative everyone else was on TikTok. So it almost hurt me, and I was like, you know what? No, I'm out. So I don't use TikTok, but I agree. Like if you're posting content, like if you're able to reshare it to another platform, no excuse not to do it. I should take my own advice.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat as the girls. I know that TikTok has been huge. I guess for me, it's hard to say that I don't care about people following me that I don't know, but being in the real estate business for so long, there was a time, and I'm sure everybody has had this moment in their real estate career where you just want to pay for the next silver coin, you know, the next new thing. And then, you know, like for me, it was Zillow leads, buying Zillow leads. And, you know, I had the worst success with Zillow leads because why? Those people did not know me, they did not like me, and they did not trust me. They were not coming from somebody that had done business with me and had something good to say about me. Those people treated me horrible, and I vowed I will not go that route anymore. So I feel that way with TikTok. I think there are definitely older realtors that have been so successful, and I follow their stuff and I'm like, wow, I should be doing what they're doing. But yeah, I haven't gotten onto TikTok just because I do other things, and I don't know where I would find more time to do more social media.
Yeah. I think the point of that is like do what works for you.
Yeah.
And if you're good on Facebook and you're getting your audience is on Facebook, do Facebook. Don't try to do something else just because it's popular.
Right.
Or other people are getting traction. Go where you're going to get traction and where your audience is. So that's whether that's Facebook with you or Instagram.
Or try it, give it 7 days, and you know, if it works for you and you blow up and you feel like you have a passion for it, I think keep doing it.
Yeah.
That's a question I have. So you guys are talking about passion. I want to get back to LinkedIn too for a second on that because this is my second career after 20 plus years of being a corporate executive. So we could never do social media. It was always done for us because it was like, don't touch it, don't do it. Your everything about your brand and image was managed okay? So, I love the idea of it, but I'm not passionate about it, social media, I say. So is it better for somebody like me to outsource doing this? And I don't mean professional videos, but I mean helping me get things in the right place. Like, I don't mind doing a video or doing fun stuff, but knowing what to put where, when, and all the conversation around that. Because to me, that does feel like a full-time job right now, and it's not fun for me at all. Like, I'd rather go coach basketball all day, every day
Well,
than
I
do
feel
this.
like outsourcing gets a little bit tricky because it depends how you're outsourcing. If you're paying somebody to post on your feed for you and type things out,
Oh, yeah, no.
and then that's never going to work.
Right.
You and I you see that and you're like, nope, no thanks, that's not what I want to see today.
Right.
If you maybe found somebody who was a coach or accountability where you say, hey, we meet, I don't even know if this is a thing, but like somebody that helps you plan out your content or makes you do it, that I think would be beneficial. And maybe you just treat that more as like, okay, on Wednesdays, I have a call with my coach who we then plan out what 3 videos we're going to do. And on Friday, we video them or whatever that is. I think, yeah, you can always hire somebody to help you do better at things that you're not doing good at. But I also think with that, still don't think too much about it. You can just post. But yes.
You can post about your basketball.
And you can say like, I'm not passionate about social
Yeah.
media. I don't know that a lot of people are, but if you're passionate, like you just said, I'm passionate about basketball or coaching basketball, post about coaching basketball. And every once in a while throw in a, how to leave my basketball coaching because I have a brand new listing that I'm on my way to. Like, you can use your strengths in social media if they're not social media.
And I think also, like, people can tell if you outsource your social media.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, like I don't want somebody else to do it, but I mean, in my mind, I'm even thinking like, geez, like my 16-year-old's better at this than me, so like maybe her summer job is like make sure it gets to where I need it to be because
Perfect.
not because I want somebody else to do it, but like once I do it, I don't even know what to do with it. Like, great, I might have a reel, but it's like, oh God, now I got to think about where should I be putting it, what should I say, and like I don't have the capacity for that.
Hire your 16-year-old daughter. Pay her like 40. Like, I will pay you to hold me accountable. I'll pay you $30 a reel that I post. Like, you have to help me come up with it, and that would be amazing. I would hire a 16-year-old to help.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, do you know more about this?
Yeah.
I hired my goddaughter. She
Okay.
has been doing a lot of, so my business partner and I will meet with her usually once a week, and she'll film us doing, so this is very outside of my comfort zone, but my business partner's a little bit younger than me, and it was something that was fun for me. And so what we were doing for a little while, we've kind of taken a little bit of a break, was doing walkthrough karaoke Wednesday videos. So we would go into, yes, because I hate when realtors, I love to sing, and I don't love to dance, don't get me on that, but I love music, and so does my business partner, and we love all kinds of music. And so we would showcase our either listings or other people's homes and us walking through singing songs that everybody knows, but not singing them, like lip syncing to them. And people loved them, but we needed somebody to film them and to help us to put the reels together because Mandy and I are busy. And so we hired my goddaughter, and she's been helping us with social media. We'll meet with her on we pay her a good, we pay her a little bit more than minimum wage, but she's young. But she knows all of the things about TikTok and Instagram and Reels, and she knows what's trending. I would struggle with my daughter because I feel like I don't know that she would want to take time away from her scrolling. But my goddaughter was a little bit older. She was 16. My daughter's 13. So I 100% think you should hire her this summer to help you with that. And it would be fun for you guys to connect that way.
That's what I was thinking. Like maybe she'll feel like she's doing something to help,
and she'll make money.
Yeah. And I don't want to have to
You
worry
were
about
going to
it.
give her the money to her anyway. Might as well.
Here's your, okay. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, and it'll become fun. So part of social media, I hated it for a long time because I'm so, like, sitting up here talking to people is so uncomfortable for me. But there becomes a point where you know that you're giving value to other people to where then you start to have a passion behind it, and then it's not it's still scary, but it becomes a little bit more fun. So I hope that you can find it, the fun.
So
in it.
follow-up question on that. Like, when I was first getting started in social media, I would get such bad like anxiety and fear over
I still
posting
do.
something. Like, who the hell is gonna watch this, or who cares? How did you guys get over that hump of like just not caring
It
what
still
you're
creeps
posting?
in.
It does.
Yeah, I think you just have to, like, just not care. Like, I know it's a lot easier said than done, but, like, just don't care what people think about you. Like, if they're gonna like it, they're gonna like it. If they're not gonna like it, they're not gonna like it.
And it will attract the people. Like that was one thing I had to get around my mentality of just saying, okay, I am going to put this out there, and if people don't like what I have to say, whether it's about my faith or whether it's about parenting or whatever, if they don't like what I'm doing, I don't want to be connected with them, because we would not be a good fit in real estate, right? You don't want to work with hard, difficult clients, and if you guys don't see eye to eye on things, it's going to be a difficult transaction.
Chelsea Pite, is that
Yes.
her name? She just posted something on that. If you don't follow her, she's like, I just heard her speak a couple weeks ago. She posts really, really great information, specifically geared toward real estate a lot of times, about everything that we're talking about now. And she was saying, like, you want people to unfollow you, because a lot of us have been on these platforms for, like, I've been on it 7 years. How long have you been on Facebook for, like, 20 years? And so as you change, people are going to unfollow you, and that's fine. They weren't going to be your clients anyway. Like, you want people that are your people. But follow her, she's like amazing.
But to answer your question, Brandon, it's still scary.
Yeah.
Every time. Every time I get on to do a story or
So I personally never watched a video that I've posted, or in hundreds of videos that
You
I've
have?
What?
Look at the ones that we've
I
done.
hate listening to myself talk. So,
But that's how you
so
sound.
that's, if you're that way, just like do it and post it. As long as you're not stuttering through the video,
Yeah.
it's gonna be fine. I swear.
I will
Because
say-
you're, yeah.
okay, so I had a Facebook coach years ago, John Story. I don't know if anyone knows who that is, but he said something to me that really like hit hard to my heart, because I said, I hate the way I sound on video. He goes, Courtney, that's how you sound in real life. I was like,
You actually do sound different, though. You 100% sound different.
I think it's just hard to listen to yourself,
Yeah.
but you don't sound, I mean, I don't know, maybe you do.
Yeah.
I think it's just hard to hear yourself the way
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And,
But it's still you.
Yeah.
that's the biggest part is like, you know what you're talking about when you're posting the content. As long as you think it's okay, you don't necessarily have to listen to yourself. If you're like me, just post it. Just
Yeah.
post it. You'll get engagement, and forget about it. That's my biggest piece
Post
of
it and
advice.
engage with what your engagement is.
Exactly.
I feel like too, like sitting in a room, like if Brandon asked me to speak about something that I wasn't super confident in, or like, you know, when you were in high school and you had to like give a presentation on something that you had like just studied for 45 minutes ago, and you're like sweating, like sitting up here and talking about social media is so easy because it's a very easy conversation for me. So talk about something that is easy for you to talk about. Like talk about anything that's easy for you to talk about, or that you like sharing with people about. You know, if you like a listing that has these, like, make it easy on yourself.
Sometimes I have people reach out and ask, like, how do you talk on your stories? And I always would say, like, record it. I would say watch it back. And watch it back. And if you hate it, just delete it and do it again. Like, don't obsess over it.
Yeah.
Like, don't go, like, 25 times. But if it takes you 3 times, that's okay. You know? And you get comfortable listening to yourself. Lots of different ways to do it up here.
I know we're all very different.
Yeah. So I have one more question, and we'll open it up for questions because we're getting near the end. You guys are posting a lot of content. How are you engaging with your following?
Organically.
Yeah.
If I see somebody and they have their baby, congrats. If I like what they have to wear, cute outfit. If I know sort of like rhyme or rhythm to that. You could though. You could.
Do you do it to like all of your posts, like all the on your feed? Are you like posting to people's like posts? I mean, commenting on people's posts.
If
or
I
stories?
post a reel and someone comments, I try to comment back to every
Okay.
comment because that helps with your engagement. on my posts, I don't even really use posts that much. I don't really engage with
But on other
people
people's
for in posts.
Okay.
Like, do you comment if someone posts a picture?
Maybe if it was like something important, but usually not.
Okay.
No, stories. I feel like I spend most of my time on stories, and if they're doing something that I like, I engage that way. Like I don't. Some people do. They'll have a like, they're like, I need to comment on 16 people's pages that are like my people every day. Do you guys do that?
No.
Okay.
But I do.
But people do say to do that because
Yeah.
they're engaging and
But that's the big
older
thing. That's what I was
person.
asking, because you were talking about coaching. Like, one of the things I did right away was kind of get help with this. Paid probably more than I ever should have, and quite frankly, wish I could take all that money back. Nonetheless, it was all of those things you're saying. Go do this every day. Do this every day. And I'm like, okay, now I'm doing this as a full-time job, and I'm not like, especially as you're building. And I will say, like, I got more business immediately from posting on LinkedIn that I had transitioned to real estate after all these years of doing this stuff, was doing it for fun. I got more clients from people that I had networked with in business all those years, because they were like, I would never want anyone else other than you negotiating a transaction for me. So for me, I was like, I had to switch gears and be like you were saying earlier, like that's where I was getting people to interact. So I had to start there first, because I was like, I'm building this up.
But stay there.
So
that's
are
the big
LinkedIn
thing.
people then. Stay on LinkedIn.
That's professional. That's your thing. You gotta stay there.
Or take your entire LinkedIn network, follow them on Instagram if that's where you're now spending your time. And yes, you could for a couple weeks comment on their stuff so that you're starting to show up in their feed there and they already know you. But you don't have to do that. Like, you could stay on LinkedIn. You could spend 15 minutes a day. I don't even know how you work LinkedIn, but
I don't either.
do whatever you would do on LinkedIn to interact with people, and that could be your thing.
I will
LinkedIn
say,
is social media, kind
yeah.
of.
I will say, just to the older generation like myself, you're like, I feel like Instagram is a little bit more of like the Gen Zers. I feel like it's hard for older people to find their comfortability on Instagram. So for me, on Facebook and even Instagram, I have all of my clients that I've ever helped buy or sell homes. I get a notification when they post, because I know it's bad, but I don't have time to scroll through and comment on everybody's stuff. So I just want to be sure that the people that I am going to get business from, that I am seeing their stuff, because it is important to me that I see when they have a baby, or if they bought a house with another realtor. I'm just kidding. But there is a way that you can have it notify you when your clients or people that mean a lot to you are posting, so you can be sure that you're engaging on their stuff.
Yeah, I'll tag on and say that in the beginning I would comment on, after I post, I would comment on people's stuff for 30 minutes. Dedication.
Yeah. I have timers set, but I don't follow them.
But I don't think it works that well. And the algorithm is its own thing, but unless you're engaging with people that on your feed, and when I say I engage for 30 minutes, that was on hashtags. So I was attracting an audience that really wasn't going to help my business, but I was trying to grow and get followers and all that. And I think it's more important to be organic, and to just comment when something happens in someone's life if you want to. If you want to just scroll through and like your friend's post, just do that. Just be organic.
Yeah. So, do you cross post? If you post a story on Instagram, do you then also do the same thing on how you can be share to here, share to here, share to here? Do you do that, or is that just an old?
No, I have mine to automatically.
I mean that it's
post,
just one, yeah.
But the only thing that does not post is when I do reels. So if I want to post a reel that I've done on Instagram to my Facebook following, then I don't know if there's a better way to do it, but I just have to screen record it.
But so you do though. You do post the same post or reel or video or whatever to all of your platforms.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't have it automatic, because I just don't want to post something that wasn't meant to go to LinkedIn or something like that. So I do it manually, but I take my reels, if they're semi-professional, and I'll put those on LinkedIn. And it's the exact same content.
Okay.
So,
But
and
you
the
guys
second
aren't on
source.
Facebook because you're young, like your generation isn't like on Facebook.
I'm just not a huge
don't-
Facebook.
I'm on Facebook.
I'm on
Yeah.
Facebook, but I don't use it
Got it. So you don't.
to like
Okay.
it's groups now. Like really, but that's how I use it. So I don't like mine automatically goes to my Facebook business page, but I don't
I
use my Facebook
Got it.
business
Okay.
page.
So all right. So
I-
cross
so-
posting is okay.
Yes.
Is my
yes.
thought. Like I wasn't sure if that was like a thing or not.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
totally. And you
Okay.
might as well. If you're
Yeah.
if you don't really know where you stand and you have some people here and some people there, why not?
But how do you get it to not go to your, oh, sorry, this might, I have a million questions, but, so maybe for after, I just have a question on that, because I don't want it to go to my Facebook business page. That was set up like almost automatically. I want it to go to my normal one. Because otherwise it's showing up in
Just
two different
Google it.
spots. It's weird.
Google it, YouTube it. It'll tell you how to reverse that
Okay.
to go just to your personal page.
Okay, thank you.
I
That's
say
what I get over.
Google it.
That's a great question.
Do any of you run ads?
That was my
Zero.
question. That's me right there.
I am right now on my listings.
On my listings.
Oh, yeah,
As
yeah,
well.
okay.
Yeah.
For other people.
Right.
Like no.
I've tried it. It didn't seem to work for me.
It
Yeah.
depends what your business model is too. Is if you're looking for click leads, I know people who are successful with that. I'm not, and I don't want those leads, so no, never.
Yeah, I just use it for my listings just because I never know if there's a California buyer that
Yeah.
wouldn't see my listing. But for like getting that followers, likes, satisfaction, I just don't believe in that. I want people that are actually going to engage with me on a personal basis, or people that are going to be my friend. Like Molly said at the beginning, all of the people that I buy and sell homes with, they are people that if they weren't my friends before, we're friends after, and we hang out, and they become like family to me. So I don't want those fake.
Yeah.
I just don't want.
Just sparked a little question for me. Do all of you, do you keep, you know how you can like turn off the number of likes? It shows like how many likes you have.
You can.
I think
Yes.
so.
I think you can now.
On Instagram.
It just says like,
On Instagram, I've seen that.
yeah, like you can like see on there, Al Dunphy liked and others. Like it won't say and 216 others. It'll just say and others. So no, I just keep the likes on.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't matter.
What other questions do we have?
I have a question. So a lot of agents, I see especially newer agents, on social media they've been posting, their daughter's dance class and their son's graduation and a lot of family-oriented things, but want to make real estate part of their social media presence. You guys kind of touched on it before, but do you think there's like a strategy for that, or should they just start posting?
Oh, I have it.
Go ahead.
So when I was getting into real estate, I had kind of that same thing of I felt like I didn't want to bombard my audience with like, I'm a realtor, because a lot of them were like my friends from high school, college, everything like that. So I personally eased into it a little bit and made sure that it was being shown, but you were still showing your personal life like you always have, and then kind of just balanced it out a little more the longer I'd been in the business and the more natural it came. That's what I
Over
did.
a certain time period, or just natural? Like,
I didn't have like a set in stone time period. I would say probably 6 months, a year.
okay.
I kind of feel like if you're doing real estate and you're like, you don't need to be like attack people with it, but share as much as you can. Continue what you were posting before, and like share as much as you can with people that like, this is my new career. I'm so excited. I'm taking a class. Yeah. And I think too, my advice would be, well, depending on who your target audience is, have it all in one. Don't have two separate pages. I feel like
I
maybe
totally agree.
and your post should be like, I feel like when I look at somebody's page, their post should be, I should know that they do real estate off of their feed or their post, their grid. And then I feel like your stories can kind of be whatever.
Yeah, I think for me, it's just posting about your life and the things that are important to you. So finding, I don't remember where I learned it, but just finding those, if you identify 5 things that are really important to you in your life, like mine would be real estate, my family, traveling, eating, and my faith. Those are my 5 things. So if something comes up in my life that falls in line with one of those 5 things, I post it because I want people that also have those likes to be interested in my stuff because I want to be interested in their stuff. So I don't think there's like a set time or, you know, I don't think you need to be so rigorous about it. I think it just needs to just come a little bit natural.
Are there any things, obviously you're talking about showing how much personal things you want to invite and show to your followers. Anything that stands out as a red flag of like, absolutely do not do this? Obviously it's common sense of things that are appropriate that you post, but anything that you've come across in your time on it that is like, you know what, just don't go there, don't even bother. And
I will not touch politics.
Okay.
Same.
I don't reshare stuff. If like events are happening, I just don't touch it.
Same.
But I know people do. But I just
sure.
I feel like in the last couple of years, there's been such a division in the political world that I will not touch it.
And I've actually just like, it's so interesting and everybody's so different. I've had people unfollow me and tell me that the reason they're unfollowing me is because I don't post about it. So there's going to be people who post about it who benefit and people who don't post about it who don't benefit.
It's
so
true, but you
it's
don't want
both
those
ways.
people. To,
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, if your target audience
Is that,
like
yeah.
maybe you feel really strongly one side or the other about something, and that's your people feel that way too. Like
Yes,
you
I
can,
agree.
Yeah,
you can
I
do
agree.
whatever you want.
Because you
can-
probably want to work with those people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I feel the same though. I've had people unfollow me for not posting anything. I will like tread lightly on situations that maybe aren't super controversial, but like anything politics, don't post. I won't post.
And for me, that's just because I will love you no matter what
Yeah,
side you
same.
fall
I
on.
don't care.
But if you're like, I'm not going to follow somebody because they have this certain belief, then maybe that's a line and a strategy that you want to take with your social media. But
Yeah.
for me, like, I don't care where you fall, and
Right.
I'm not going to judge you one way or the other, so I don't want.
There's probably a market for being like
I was
very
gonna say.
one-sided.
Yeah,
Probably is.
Totally.
Like,
Sure.
yeah. Maybe somebody should go that route. Let us know how it goes.
Molly, in the past you did some giveaways that were really successful, and I think Courtney has too. Are you guys still doing that type of content?
The what?
Giveaway.
Oh, giveaway.
You did a
no.
Target one, I remember that went crazy a few years ago.
You know what? So I guess it would depend. I've probably done 2 in 5 years. And when I did them, I did them with people in my market. So like I did one with a flipper who she posts a lot of flipping, and she has a lot of people who are interested in real estate as her following. And that was beneficial because I gained her followers, and her followers were people that I could work with or that would maybe be interested in me. I've done that a couple times, and it's really good for gaining followers. I don't know what happens after that with those people. You know, I can't tell if they worked with me because they followed me from a giveaway, but no, I'm not. I feel like they're kind of, I don't know. I don't do.
So I don't do them per se on social media, but I like to do a lot of community events.
Yeah.
So at my community events, which I promote on social media, we will do giveaways. We'll have, certain lenders or, other people that want to give away gift cards or whatever. So those will be a part of my marketing on social media to try to get people to come to my events to be able to engage with them on a personal level.
Yeah.
In person.
That's probably your best bet.
What other questions do we have?
How do you come up with so many stories to tell in a day?
Watch other people's stuff.
The
So
stories.
I would
So-
say start watching
That's a
other
great
people's
one.
stuff that you like to follow, and it'll give you ideas of like, oh yeah, I can share that about my life. But there's a saying like, stop recreating the wheel. Like it's already been created. So find people that you find interesting, and don't necessarily like copy what they're doing verbatim, but copy it in a sense that shows who you are.
I think also just like don't overthink it. Like whenever I feel like, well, what do I post today? I just talk about what I'm doing that day. I can go and I talk a lot about like crazy stories that are happening in transactions. I don't like name people, but I'll talk about them because people find that interesting, and that's really easy for me to share because that's what I'm doing all day.
Are those people following you?
You know
You know what I mean? Like,
I
struggle
have
with
this
that
exact
too.
Because I
thought too.
have friends that are like my clients, and
Yeah.
I would love to tell the story, but I don't want to talk.
I had that
I
thought
love
too,
them.
but I think to myself, I share the stories before they wanted to work with me. So they knew when they decided to work with
Yeah.
me that I shared random stories about transactions on my stories. But like again, don't give away,
Confidential.
like don't give names, don't give addresses, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
don't show the exact house if your entire following is gonna know that your friend was the one who bought that house. Like I do tread lightly on friends.
Like if you're lost on stories though, stories should be the easiest things. You should literally just post every hour what you're doing. Even, or talk about what you're, like, stories should not take a lot of thinking. Like, I'm waking up, I'm making a coffee. Here's what my schedule looks like for today. I have an appointment with a new buyer. Here's houses that we're looking at. Here's what my branding looks like. I'm eating lunch. I go to the gym, just like just anything that you're doing. If you're not doing business yet, I think previewing houses is a good way to learn about houses.
Yeah, I've been doing some of that.
Schedule a fake schedule to look at a house every day. Throw that into
Like
your
Newville,
day.
that's what I do.
People-
Newville.
I always wondered if people did
Crazy.
fake
Yeah,
shows.
we
I think
do.
they do, especially when you're building your business. I've seen people do it that are really like starting their business and don't have anything like buyer or seller to show, but they want to look like they're busy.
Yeah, literally plan your week out as if you were a busy real estate agent. Make appointments, preview houses, and just keep posting that.
Mhm.
And people will think that's what you do. And then all of a sudden they'll say, hey, you were looking at houses in Avondale. I have a house I want to list in Avondale, or whatever it is. But like, just do that.
Are you previewing houses from different brokerages, or you have to stick to the same brokerage?
I was just saying in general, like when I was new, I wanted to learn about neighborhoods that I was going to be showing buyers in so that I knew what floor plans there were out there and just kind of was familiarizing myself with the whole process in general. But I would probably stick to vacant houses and show whatever
Yeah,
you
that's
want.
what
Do
I
a showing
would
time
do.
request, say you're previewing for a client. You are. Your client's your social media.
Yeah.
They might come, yeah.
And you're doing video and posting it to your story, or?
I am so casual. I'll literally just be like, checking out this sweet house in our neighborhood, which I love.
Mhm.
Here you go.
Okay.
Here's some photos. Here's some videos.
Go onto her
You don't
page
have to
and watch
overthink.
what she does. She's really good, and then
Yeah.
just get some ideas of how you can make it you.
But nothing on my stories is like, do I ever take more than once? It's not like, it's like literally my day. My son, me at the gym. Yeah. I'll try to be good for the next week. I'll give you guys ideas. Reels, I think you take a little bit more, like, Reels, I feel like you're answering a question, you're showing something.
Yeah, stories you can be very, very organic and easy because they go away after 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're sticking on your feed and they need to,
Disappear.
yeah. So you can be super casual with that.
That's it.
Any other?
I just wanted to say too, I know a lot of you in the beginning said that you're my home group agents. I actually work in the marketing department here at my home group, and just to let you guys know some of the resources that you have available to you, on your My Agent portal, there's a My Home Group Agent digital package. We have over hundreds of social media content for you guys to use. It's evergreen posts, stories, birthday thank you cards, stuff like that. We also have social media 101 hours, which is just a simple office hours you can pop in. We can help you set up those accounts, create that connection with Instagram and Facebook. Just any questions you might have if you're really new to social media, we're more than willing to help you guys. And also just tagging my home group in the content that you post. I know these girls do a great job of that also. We share it. If you tag us in it, like that's content for us to put on our story, so why would we not, you know? So definitely utilize your brokerage too, and your partners and stuff like that when you're thinking
You
about
should
growing
post
your
those
presence.
on our stories because I didn't know that.
Yes, that's amazing. Yes. Go in your My Agent portal. There's tons of stuff in there, but if you want more information on it, just find me after. I'll be here too. But just to let everybody know that that's an option too.
It's good to know we have a marketing rep that's present.
Yeah.
My home group's awesome if you guys aren't with my home group.
Yeah, I agree.
I think
I would like to join my home group.
I think
So just quick wrap up. I think the biggest thing that I'm getting out of this is just honestly just be yourself on social media and post as frequently as you possibly can to where you feel comfortable. The more that you do it, the more comfortable you're going to be in doing it, just like anything out there. Like even if I try to post as much as I can. I hate myself on social media, but I still do it. But these guys are awesome. Can we give them a hand? And if you have any more questions, I'm